Some say I'm gullible, that I'm easily influenced, and I'll change my diet just because I see a dog eating scraps, and I think, he looks healthy. It's working for him. Why can't I try it? I've made a lot of diet switches over the vegetable police career, and I started writing them down, and I just want to go over, because I get a lot of questions, like, why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? Let's just go over all my little switches and why I ended up on meat-based.
This is what they had envisioned, a world in a lockdown, hardly any people risen.
So here's the series of events. I grew up eating a standard Canadian diet, some whole foods sometimes, some chicken and broccoli, the pasta, cereal for breakfast, a lot of processed foods started entering my life and ended up not feeling so well, got ulcerative colitis. That hurt. It was bleeding blood. And that started my mad scientist mindset to heal my body with diet. And so I started experimenting. I did a bunch of weird stuff in the beginning. It was the soluble fiber diet that was saying don't eat insoluble fiber, like vegetables, broccoli, lettuce, raw. Eat the soft, squishy fruits and squashes and peel everything. It did nothing. I did the specific carbohydrate diet. That's the first one I really believed was going to work because her daughter had ulcerative colitis and she healed her. I was like, this is gonna work, all right. But like I was making my own yogurt from dairy and I'm allergic to dairy. That's what causes my colitis. So that did not end well. I ended up in the emergency room at like 110 pounds. I was surviving off beef broth, like ground beef broth. So I rebuilt. I remember eating the same meal every day for a long time. It was like 2 giant chicken legs, a bunch of like butternut squash with butter and cheese and rice and cheese on that. I don't know how I even lived, but eventually I found the frugivores and we did the fruit-based diet to heal myself. I got off all medication, so like we're heading in a right direction, but my skin was terrible, still is. But I was like, something ain't right here. For whatever reason, maybe it's the sugar in the fruits that are hybridized and were never that way. I just never felt right. It was always acne, itchiness, fatigue, muscle wasting. Like, I healed myself and I always stuck that in my mind. Like, that's how I healed. This will complete the healing. But the reality is all the fruitarian leaders are dropping dead in their 70s or beyond, younger, backwards, beyond. It's like they're not long lived. It's not like, oh, they don't even outlive standard American dieters. Like, it's bad. So basically I went fruitarian in 2008 and struggled, still getting colitis flares until 2012 when I realized that dairy was causing it. I ate a huge block of raw sheep cheese and it ended me. I had the worst flare ever and I was like, the dairy. I had never eaten more cheese than that time and I was like, oh, it's the dairy. Once I removed dairy, never again did I flare until I added dairy later on again just as a test and I died. So 2012 we go full vegan, no dairy. I do that for like a year and I'm like, okay, I'm definitely healing, no more flares. I started my YouTube channel and then for whatever reason, even though I started it, I'm on this high carb thing, immediately I switched my diet. It was like 2 videos in, I think, and I went high fat vegan because all the sugar symptoms remained. So I was like, maybe high fat will work, but the digestion was just haywire, constipation and pain from nuts and seeds and avocados. You suck. So from October 2013, when I started this channel, up until Thailand, 2018-ish, I experimented back and forth, flip-flopping like a fish, doing high carb, no. High fat, no. Juice fast, ow. High fat again, just tweak it a little bit. More avocados, less nuts, no. Just back and forth, flip-flopping, fast food, vegan diets, just like forgetting everything, gluten everywhere, soy. That was a fun time. A lot of salt, a lot of swollen ankles. It was good times. Here's where things get interesting. I moved to Thailand to become a frugivore. did not work at all. I went restaurant cleansing the most of the time. I don't know how I got addicted to restaurant food. I'd never really been into that. And then I go there and it was so convenient and cheap and delicious, and I just started doing that. Eventually, I did try a fruitarian thing for 10 days. I was more constipated than ever, eating nothing but watermelons and mangoes and bananas. So after giving up on that and doing like a 1 meal a day restaurant cleanse, I finally decided to try meat. I watched a Michaela Peterson video, and she's like, I healed on nothing but beef. I'm like, are you serious? I had tried pretty much everything up until that point. Turpentine, freaking enemas, castor oil, water fasting, dry fasting. Nothing was healing, so I'm like, I'm just going to try this for 30 days. It was fantastic. Within like 2 days, my gut was like, wow, I've never felt no pain. It was the best life hack. I would get massages as a vegan, and my bloated gut would hurt so much when they were pressing in. I was like, wow. They could see my discomfort. But once I went carnivore, they could press as hard as they wanted. And I was like, I'm fine. I'm building muscle as you're doing this in my colon. The best thing ever. So I did that for 11 months straight, carnivore, and the only reason I stopped was I got the advice to try milk kefir to heal the gut. And I was like, if I start slow with just like a half a teaspoon, and I did that for a long time, and then I ramped it up a little too quick eventually, and then I got a colitis flare again. I was like, no. Oh, I could not believe it. And gout followed that. I think it was connected. I used to say as a vegan, like, oh, the meat caused the gout. I never had gout as a meat eater. I did it for months straight, like 3 separate times of almost a year on carnivore. Never once did I get gout except for that colitis flare with all the dairy. So, like, I don't know what that gout was, but it ain't ever coming back, right, God? Thank you. So when I had the colitis flare, I panicked and went back vegan because that's how I thought I could heal it, because I did it before. I wasn't confident that the carnivore diet would heal me, so we did the medical medium diet starting May 27th, 2019. That lasted for almost a year. I was sick of it, farting, pooing like 6 times a day, the volume of it. I couldn't believe how much I could poo. Like one man, it didn't seem like I was even eating that much. It was like constantly, all the time, and then so much. I was like, how? I'm not absorbing any of this. And I was getting weak. My skin still sucked. So I went back keto again. May 1st, 2020, we go keto again. Wow. I even tried a raw experiment that lasted 3 weeks. October 2020. Gut pain returned. It was boring. Dumbest thing ever. For some reason, February 25th, I stumble into a group online, Charlie Freak and the boys, and I'm like all inspired just because the whole freaky thing with V-shaped things that didn't hurt anybody came in, and there's lockdowns and shutdowns, and okay, we're following a new crowd, and he's saying he's giving us hope, and he's like, we're frugivores, by the way. I'm like, yeah, you're right. We are. I remember that. So I went vegan because of him, basically. Just going back into that. And so I did that. OMAD vegan, I started out. Rice and beans. It was balanced somewhat. 1 meal a day. Way more constipated than I was on keto. Insane. Then I did a juice fast. March 28th to June 25th. Yeah, sounds like a lot of months, isn't it? 90 days. It was fun, spiritually. It was cool times. My skin actually cleared up quite a bit. But then I started eating mangoes and severe stomach pain, and I could not eat anything, and it was so painful. I couldn't digest a damn thing, and I'm starving. I'm eating less calories than I was on the juice fast, because I can't even stuff it in. And so I started like craving more fat, so I'm eating like avocados and tofu, and I eventually like got so bad of a forehead rash that still won't leave from that day that I had to quit again veganism because I tried too hard and it failed me once again. So that was about 1 year vegan, and I experimented with other things, trying, like, I went back to high fat 1 meal a day vegan, and all this stuff I was trying, was not working. And so I ended up going raw omnivore, February 25th, 2022. This is where I just felt like I was craving salmon or something. I wanted to stay raw, but I added raw salmon, and it just felt right. Felt so good. I was like, oh, finally some nutrition that I can digest. So it was mostly like fruits and raw salmon. It was weird. Didn't do that for very long. So that was February. By April, I'm doing balanced omnivore. Juices, some fruits, nuts and seeds, meat broth, cooked. It wasn't great. May 31st, we switch on over to carnivore with green juices and honey. So, like, I'm realizing sugar still sucks. This sucks. Let's go for green juices instead of fruit, but a little bit of honey. That lasted what? Like 8 days? 3 months I did that. Wow. That's a lot of oxalate toxicity there. August 2nd, we go OMAD keto again. And finally relief starts happening. But you think I lasted on that? You know what happened? November 14th, I was all happy on OMAD keto. Things were great. I was healed. Things were amazing. November 14th, I get the idea that urine therapy is good. And my pee didn't taste good. So I wanted fruitarian pee. So I went fruitarian to have better tasting pee. And I did not heal anything. I just drank pee for no reason, and I put it on my face. And I'm still trying to get it off. But that's the reason I went vegan again. So, like, I've never left meat-based because I was having a health challenge. I was always healthy until that colitis flare with the dairy that has nothing to do with meat. I'm allergic to dairy. Meat has never caused me problems that I know of. So we do that, and then I'm doing like a green juice fast for a little bit. Zen cleanse came into the picture, and I'm like, oh my God, the pain I had for a long time disappeared. Links are down below at 5% off. How you doing? Liver cleanse, and then I went vegan. At that point, I was like, I can be vegan now. I can digest anything. That did not last. This is where I start doing like urine fasting, dry fasting again, trying to heal my skin and my gut. And it's just, I don't know, man, like it was good after the Zen cleanse, and I'm eating nothing but fruits, and the gut felt okay. I was a little gassy, but it wasn't sulfur gas. And I was like, okay. I lost a lot of muscle, but I was like, all right, that's what we are. We're weak fruitarians. But the teeth started getting bad. It was summertime. I'm trying to eat local. I'm having nectarines and peaches, and I never had worse tooth decay. It's finally reversing eating meat and doing special things that we will talk about in like 1 year. I'm waiting the full year. And so that's when I realized I had to give up the fruitarian dream because my teeth were melting with brown holes in them. I have the worst before picture ever. You wait till that before and after video. They're already 10 times better and stronger and whiter. It's fantastic. Thankfully, it can be reversed. That was when I went to Las Vegas to meet Marcus Rothkranz, and so he's saying, like, get off the fruits, man. Like, have some. Relax on them. You need the greens and the fats. And I did definitely feel better for a while. I was like, okay, I am improving, but the brain fog, like all my symptoms, the gas was so bad. Eventually, it got to a point where my fiance was like, you gotta do something, man. Like, this is bad. It was gas. We had a fan in the window to suck it out, the Fart Sucker 2000, and then it was getting cold. It's like, we can't really use the fan. Something's got to change. So I just started eating meat again. Went carnivore, all the gas went away, and that's where we are now. Back on the meat train. So that's where I feel my best. Carnivore, keto, 1 meal a day. It's always been that. I've just always tried to ethically make veganism work, but vegan foods kill more animals per square inch than 7 tractors with lasers locked on deer. And no matter what I eat, someone will say, I did it wrong. I did whatever I was doing at the time wrong. Oh, this is why you were suffering. I tried every single way possible as a vegan, and balance too. I tried doing the fruits and vegetables and the meats. Everybody tells me, just eat a balanced diet. That does nothing for anyone. It's a complicated mix of food industry technology. They're just wanting you to eat grains, and it's cheaper for them. They make more money off you eating grains and beans and nuts and seeds. That's why they're pushed. It's a plant-based agenda, man. So, like, some people thrive on it. I'm open to you. I'm inspired by you. People like Free Melon Society, I still watch them. I'm like, damn, that guy, he looks so healthy. I guarantee he lives to 300. Fantastic. I can't do it. One day, maybe. I don't know. So right now, all I'm working on is healing the skin. That's the last piece of my puzzle here. Everything feels good. My energy and mood. I have so much energy and passion. I'm making like 5 videos a week on 2 channels. It feels like I'm just releasing. All I think about all day is like, what video can I make? What fun can we do? So like, we're doing good things here. I feel great. It's just the skin. Could be skincare. I don't know. I'm going to experiment. I might need some chemicals up in this bitch. So I don't know. I'm trying the beef tallow soap. That's not really doing any damn thing for me. Fun times ahead. So that's where we are. And if you're curious, like, oh, you did it wrong. You did veganism wrong. Why didn't you eat this? I have a playlist of what I eat in a day videos. There's like 100 of them. Go watch them first before you suggest I try something, because I already did it. And it's in there and there's proof. I've eaten everything. I've eaten every food ever made, except foie gras, which I will never eat. You stupid duck force-feeding liver freak. How you doing? So that is the journey, and that's why I do what I do. I don't want to kill animals, but I feel better eating meat. So there's no going back and forth between that anymore. We've settled on meat is fantastic for my body. And then ethically, we deal with life as it happens. How you doing? You thumbing up the video? Thumbs down. If you're gonna copy my strategy, it's probably gonna give you hemorrhoids and blisters somewhere on your body. You're gonna be allergic to several of the things I've tried. The turpentine, the E3 Live. I'm doing that again. Brain meat. It's good times. So we should stick here. I should be here forever. I'm going to eat nothing but lamb for like 2 years. Something like that. Fully heal the gut, and then maybe I'll try a piece of chicken. That's my plan. What's yours? Something good? You subscribing for more videos? I'll say like.